Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to an honestly very hard challenge. In the last episode, Baron learned the hard way that you do not ignore any messages from our deities. They've been sending him messages ever since he was very, very young, that some sort of misfortune was going to befall his tribe. Now it seems like he's finally found the cause of that. In fact, one of you mentioned that maybe this Bearyena we found out here was actually what destroyed his old tribe. I wonder if maybe a few stragglers were able to escape through these ports, but most of them were taken down by the Bearyena himself. So now this is kind of personal, if that is the case. If maybe the Krabbits were leading us there to tell us that? Oh my gosh! Oh, and all the Krabbits just passed away? What about the one over here? Okay, that one's still alive. Almost as if it's trying desperately to lead poor Bander and Lumina down to the shores again. Probably because it knows that that'll be a better way for them to find Baron and Kaya. That is so sad though. At first I thought that these Krabbits were probably just trying to play some sort of trick on us. But I mean, Baron, you have to pick up that Krabbit meat. Go ahead and grab that for us and we'll take it over to Bandersnatch and Lumina. Maybe they could use a snack anyways. Now I just want to make sure. Nobody out here, still no silhouettes. I saw that yellow silhouette over here from the cactus and I thought maybe that was a wanderer. But it turns out, Romeo, it's just your trusty cactus after all. Now I'm sure that you, Kokola, you are just about ready to throw your paws up in exhaustion. In exasperation, actually, that's the word. Because you are fed up with this self-centered little peacock. Romeo thinks that the entire world revolves around him. He thinks that everybody is fawning over him and his great looks, but it turns out that you just really want to make sure that he's not getting himself killed out here in the darkness. He's been tempting fate by jumping down to the shores, as if he can dance away from the leeches before they can catch him. So that's why she's following him right now, trying to scold him or maybe even scare him from going to the beaches again. I feel like some of this is probably going to get through to him too. At the very least, he's starting to understand that maybe Kokola isn't quite as smitten with him as he figured. So I wonder if as Chess returns to the tribe, because unfortunately I think he's going to have to abandon his mission over by the oasis. He's just not the right creature for the job. He knows there are so many fish in here, and he knows that it would make a wonderful meal for his family. But until he has some backup, he's a little bit too afraid to dip his toes into the water. So we'll have him clear out a little pathway. Oh my gosh, there was actually a wanderer down here? Oh, and he is beautiful too. Clyde. Oh my gosh, are you a little thief of some sort? Look how beautiful he is. He reminds me of Crash, actually. Well, to be honest, he reminds me of Kaya. They have the same digging paw, they have the same fur color, the same scorpion tail. What on earth? Well, Clyde, my beautiful little scorpion. I guess we could probably bring Evie over here. Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to try to steal those berries. You are definitely a little thief. Well, go ahead and offer up the baby some food. It seems like he's probably been wandering out here for quite some time. I wonder how he found us, though. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't try to steal those roots. For that matter, I wonder if he heard the fight between Kokola and Romeo and decided to investigate himself. Let's actually have him come on over here to dig up this root right next to Kokola. We could even say that Princess Kokola was the one who found him first. Maybe she's the one who's bringing him back from the wilds. I'm sure he's a little bit rough around the edges, but Evie would never send him packing, especially because he seems to be so young. He's 13 days old. Actually, that is very, very close to Kokola's age too. Most of the kids seem to be the same age around here, so that's definitely good. They can grow up side by side. Well, Kokola, let's have you scoot on over here maybe? I suppose you could use your nimble fingers to grab the rest of those berries on the next turn, and aside from that, you do have a brand new little brother to meet. Let's give Cherabo his very first gem. That beautiful bright red color that blends in so well with his fur. Now, since he does have a friendly Bearyena keeping him company here, this is kind of like a fixture of this tribe. I'd imagine that he's probably going to influence our little baby quite a bit. In fact, maybe Cherabo wants to be just like the Bearyenas when he grows up. And as he plays around over here by the nursery, I'm sure he's going to try his best to mimic the Bearyena's growls. I suppose he could always get a little bit further away, because we still don't have a single bluebird in our skies. And aside from that, he does have the spiky body, right? Yeah, just like Lumina. So some of you have mentioned that the spiky-bodied kids can't actually be taken away by the bluebirds. I'm not 100% sure if that's true or not, because I've never tried it myself. But I guess that means Cherabo can be a little more reckless. Yeah, you know what? Let's have him scoot off this way. Maybe he would be the type to try to play hide and seek with his mother, or maybe he would try to scare her with those Bearyena snarls. Of course, she is not very easily deterred, and I'm sure she's still keeping a very close eye on her baby. Now let's have Chess clear out one extra bit of grass as Romeo runs directly into him. Maybe he could share his troubles with Romeo. Well, I'm sure that Romeo isn't going to dip his toes into the water either. He's not exactly the best at fishing after all. Maybe he could find a way to help the tribe cross over to the oasis. Another thing you guys mentioned in the previous episode was that since the oasis counts as a lake, we should be safe to put our adult creatures inside. The only thing we actually have to watch out for are these really tough currents. If a creature settles down on a tile with a current, that's when they're going to take drowning damage. So I wonder if this area back here, since it seems to be relatively calm and flat, I wonder if this is where we can sneak into those islands in the middle. Maybe that's something that Romeo will have to investigate. That would be a good way for him to prove that he's not quite so self-centered, right? Though to be honest, in the end, I feel like it's still a pretty selfish thing for him to do. All he's trying to do is impress the princess. Now, Lumina, we're about to have you run straight back into your mentor again. You've been searching for Kaya for ages now. You got a little bit distracted with these fish down here, but maybe as Kaya makes her way out of the grasses, you can very happily throw those fish right back into the stream. To be honest, she's probably a little bit grateful that she's not going to have to taste the fish herself. She's still not sure about all of this ocean nonsense. But let's see if we can bring you two over to the other side of the stream on this turn. If we have Bandersnatch jump down here, maybe he could light the way for you? No, looks like you're still going to need an extra turn. I do kind of want somebody to pick up these coconuts. Let's have you do it, since you have one extra turn to your name. We'll bring you over to the beach. Okay, so far so good. That actually has to have her like shaking right now. She is very, very terrified of the ocean and all the leeches that could be swarming inside, but I guess that's because she has so much trouble seeing. In fact, Baron is a little bit better at seeing, so why don't we bring him down here so he can light up a little bit more of this darkness for you. And as for Kaya, since she knows we're going to have to make our way toward the Bearyena again, maybe we'll have her go ahead and clear out the grasses right behind her. Open up that little path as the Kravitz watch on. I guess they're approving of your idea. We could probably bring Bandersnatch over here too. Oh, look at that, another little clown koi watching us. From way down deep in the ocean. Well, we are taking the clown kois to mean some good fortune in our tribe's future, so maybe that means they'll be able to take on this challenge after all. So that should be the end of this turn. Let's go back here again just to make sure that the Bearyena isn't following them. I don't think it would be, because we didn't actually land a swipe, did we? I'm like 90% sure that we didn't attack it yet, so most likely it's wandering off in some different direction. I wonder if it's even trying to get to these Deadly Hills ports, the home of the Bearyenas themselves. Maybe that's where it came from, actually. Direct access to our island right through the back door. Ooh, and Romeo, looks like you've grown up now. You can take on your third and final gem. Well, if that's not going to give you some sense of confidence, then I don't know what will. Let's have you scoot on up here to the nest so you can watch this area for Chess as he makes his way back to his family. In fact, Evie, if we have you scoot back here for a moment, you should be able to open up the pathway. That way Chess could spend some time with his baby and make sure that Cherabo isn't getting into too much trouble. Maybe she was even playing along, like, I just can't find our new little baby, Chess. He seems to have gotten lost. Evie would definitely try to boost Cherubo's confidence that way. So let's have him tumble out from the grasses. Maybe he would pounce on his dad's tail to try to scare him, like the mighty Bearyenas themselves. And meanwhile, Kokola can very calmly pick her berries over here. Maybe entice Clyde to join her? Well, that's right, he's going to have trouble with the heat too. It's a very, very common theme here in the oasis. But I guess there's always a chance, since he is a brand new wanderer, that maybe he's carrying the big ears in his inactive traits. So Clyde, let's have you scoot over here too. Unfortunately, we don't have any sort of roots for you to dig up anymore. In fact, the roots are a little bit more scarce around here than I had hoped for. We usually find more roots in the savanna tiles than this. So it's no wonder that you were trying to steal every last berry that you could find. I wonder if maybe he knows where some other berries are? We could really do with a few more berry bushes to sustain ourselves. Maybe he knows where some more berries are out here in the darkness. I suppose that Kokola would probably be a little bit more willing to follow him. So maybe what we'll do is have him clear out the grasses for now. Open up a bit of a pathway with Evie so they can find their way back once they get the food. Now as for you, Romeo, let's have you start making your way around the oasis. Two nests for the most self-centered of creatures in our entire tribe. Well, you know, if you could attract yourself a mate over here? Oh my gosh, and he actually found a normal berry bush? Well, I can't imagine there are too many berries there right now. It's not as though we've seen any rains here, but that is still a remarkable find, Romeo. Let's just make sure that you don't keep it to yourself. This one lone crabbit has still survived. It makes me wonder if maybe we should follow the shores then? I wonder if this is the way that the crabbit is trying to lead us. Well, first things first, we have to get Lumina away from the water. So let's bring Bandersnatch into the grasses, since that's his preferred way to travel. He is very, very sneaky after all. We'll have Lumina jump over here, and then leap right into the middle of the ports. Oh my gosh. You are so, so lucky. Though Baron might be able to grab that before it causes any trouble. So as we bring Kai up here, yes, let's have you snatch up that leech. Gotta put Lumina's mind at ease somehow. And on that same note, it would probably be for the best if she actually followed Bandersnatch. I'm sure he realizes that too. So as he takes the lead up here, he will make very, very certain that she has an easy way to get up into the grasses too. There's no way that she would risk traveling right along the beaches. Let's sniff around though, just to make sure that we haven't set poor Bandra up in a really, really bad location. So far, so good. It looks like the Bearyena's still too far away, so we should be able to sneak up on him after all. Let's have Baron go ahead and pick up this grass right here. We'll have Kaya do the same for this one, and then let's have her sneak a little bit further ahead. She probably figures she has so much more experience under her belt. Bandra might think that he is hot stuff right now. He might think that he's the savior of Baron's tribe, but she's still not going to let him get all the glory. This whole Bearyena thing is still very, very personal to her. So we should be ready to skip the day already again. I guess let's go back here to Romeo, just to make sure that he's going to be okay. Now that he's gotten himself pretty much separated from the rest of the tribe, I am a little bit concerned that he's going to run into danger. Oh, is our little Bearyena friend actually going to follow Kokola? I wonder if he's worried about the kids. Maybe he doesn't trust Clyde yet. I always felt that these two shared a pretty special bond together. They kind of grew up side by side, too. Are we going to be able to breed them? Yeah, the friendly Bearyena's lifespan is so much shorter than our creatures now that we've changed the ages. He has 6 days remaining on his lifespan. But I think Kokola should be growing up within the next day or two anyways. So let's have you scoot on over here to follow after the Bearyena, or follow after Clyde, really. I wonder if this was his berry bush. Like, how angry do you think he's going to be if he finds out that Romeo's over here stealing all of his precious berries? But the clown koi are watching from deep down in the water too, so this must be the right thing for you to do, Romeo. We do really need the extra food anyways. Unfortunately, it's been pretty difficult for us to gather food without fishing. In fact, considering how many nimble fingers we have right now, it would probably be best for us to settle down right over here by the palm trees anyways. At least the coconuts will offer us plenty more food. So you guys better get working on this Bearyena situation. Yeah, let's go ahead and start moving them deeper into the grasses. Let's see if Bander and Lumina can figure out where he's hiding. We'll have Lumina hide herself away right here inside the grass, and we'll have Baron sneak up, trying to sense the Bearyena, now that he's not ignoring those dreams anymore. Has the Bearyena moved into our space beneath the tree? It's just a little bit too far away for us to tell. So Bander, jump on up here. Nothing yet? So far, so good. Kaya actually has a little bit more hearing on her, so let's have her jump up here too. There's the Bearyena. Oh, you can just barely hear him shuffling around in those grasses. Well, he's definitely alive and well. At least we know where he is now, though. So we should probably make sure that we're still hiding our creatures away. If we could surprise him with a quick sneak attack, that would be for the best. That being said, we should probably clear out a little bit of the grass if we can. Let's have Baron come up this way. Oh, and the crab is still following us? Shooing us along, making sure that we're doing our work? Don't worry, little guy. We are going to take care of this Bearyena if it's the last thing we do. Ooh, maybe we should set Bandersnatch up inside this nest. I suppose it is a little bit risky. Yeah, the Bearyena might actually be able to take a swipe. That's only 2 tiles away. So maybe just sit right here for now, but it's still a very good idea. If we can lure the Bearyena out to the tree again, it'll be much easier for you to attack him. I'm kind of torn about Kaya though. Should we have her wrap her way around the other side? Or should we have her join Bander, lying in wait by the oasis? I guess for now we'll just have them stick together. If we bring her all the way up here, she might be able to clear out a little bit more grass, in fact. Come on over this way, and we'll see if you can help him clear out a pathway on the next turn. Oh, excellent! You've even found him some more fish that he can snack on too, as soon as all of this drama is over. You know, Lumina is probably pretty fed up with these crabbits. I just realized. If she hates the ocean, she probably really hates these crabbits too. And of course, she's the one that they're glued to. Of course it would work that way. Alright, so into the grass as you go, Clyde. We can bring you over here so you're not setting yourselves up right along the beach. Actually, I suppose that could probably be why the friendly Bearyena is following too. Maybe he wants to try to intimidate those leeches away from you. Now, Evie, I wonder if maybe it would be a good idea for you to breed with Jess again? You only have 9 days remaining on your lifespan, and Jess only has 10, so this is going to be your very final baby together. Let's have you come on over here, and you can use your other turn to breed with Jess. Then maybe we could bring him this way, so he can pay attention to the food. We'll have Cherabo toddle right behind you too. He might be mischievous, but I think he would have fun following his father around. And that might give him a good way to notice the Bearyena slinking off too. I wonder if he would try to tail his sister and her friend, and the Bearyena too, just so we can try to be a little bit more like him. Well, let's head back to our little warriors. Let's make sure the Bearyena isn't going to be able to reach them, though to be honest, I don't think the Bearyena is even going to be able to sense them. Yeah, they're far too tucked away into the grasses right now. So let's just sniff around for a moment. That's just our friendly Bearyena, right? Oh my gosh, he is really keeping an eye out for you, Kokola. At least you know you're definitely in safe hands. She has her 3rd and final gem, too. So if there were ever a time for them to perhaps consider starting a family, I think it would probably be now. Maybe, in fact, as Clyde slinks off into the grasses, trying to locate that berry bush. We could have her come on up here to breed with the Bearyena now. Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about that. Unless we get really lucky, it's probably going to be very difficult for us to breed her. And aside from that, we only have 5 days remaining to try. Right now, she's the only female in this area who would be able to have one of the Bearyena babies, and I'm super interested to see if maybe she has a secret special gene hidden away. After all, whatever's in Evie's traits, aside from the derps now, is Kokola's secret to keep now. It looks like that nest is getting pretty withered too. So as we go ahead and pick up some of the extra little bits of berries over here, we'll have Evie repair her own nest to prepare for the next baby. And I guess that means that Chess could probably use his next turn to crack open one of these termite mounds again. This one is still definitely in the green, so it should be safe for him to open it up. One of you also mentioned that apparently the kids can still gather from the termite mounds. No, unfortunately, it doesn't look like they can. It must have been a glitch in a previous version of the game then. That being said, I'm sure that Cherubo is still going to try his hardest to gather up some termites soon. Maybe he can even best his sister that way. And Romeo, poor Romeo, distracted from his mission. It looks like there's only a couple of berries left. So one more day's worth of settling down here next to the berry bush, and then you should be able to move on to this clearing. Now let's see if we can start attacking the Bearyena on this turn. It doesn't really look like he moved any. I think that's about where he was before. So if we play our cards right, I wonder if we could actually land an attack on this turn. You know, I think either Kaya or Baron is probably going to have to try to lure him out from hiding. Since Bandersnatch only... Oh, that's right, I keep forgetting. We put him underneath the shade of the tree so he has all 3 of his turns again. Alright, so this might be our one and only chance to attack. We just have to open up this area for him to lunge in. So that means, Kaya, we'll have to move you right here, I guess? Actually, let's bring Baron up here, because if we could still poison the Bearyena with Kaya too, that would be excellent. So Bandersnatch, it's time to dance. Come on and jump in here, and let's just take a quick peek at the Bearyena's lifespan. 10 days remaining. You know, you two might be able to take down this Bearyena in one turn then. If we have you use both of yours, then we have Kaya jump over here. She can take down yet another one of these Bearyena foes, with her poison of all things, which has proven to be quite the capable force. So despite the fact that she isn't strong enough to pick off any moles. And you know, we haven't actually seen many molehills around here, have we? Just the one way over here by Bandersnatch's original tree? I wonder what that means. I guess the moles are kind of like a sacred creature to his tribe. If they're that hard for them to find, then they must be pretty special. But I think he's starting to realize that there's more than just those old traditions. I mean, Kaya wasn't able to take one down, but she has pretty much single-handedly proven herself. Oh, and she can have her baby on the next turn too. Alright, so we can move her straight over to that nest as soon as we skip the day, and then we'll see if hopefully her baby's going to survive. Now Lumina, even though you're a little bit far behind, and even though you were being distracted by those crabbits, I'm sure you still saw that battle go down. In fact, I wonder if you're starting to think of Bandersnatch a little bit differently now. Maybe there is more to him than just stinky fish breath after all. Let's have Cherubo scoot on over this way, and then I think we should be ready to skip the turn yet again. So this time, let's go ahead and zoom out. We'll keep a very close eye on the Bearyena to make sure that he's sticking right by Kokola. Excellent, so we'll have 2 chances to breed her. Sticky tongue? Oh, that must be because we've spent 20 days on this island. Not only have we gathered up plenty of those insects, of course, but we need to spend 20 days in a hot climate to unlock that in our mutation menu. Now hopefully that means very, very good things in our future. Maybe that means we'll actually see the return of the banana skin in our families pretty soon. In fact, I wonder if it means that Mist is sending our creatures some good dreams. It's pretty timely too, since Kaya is just about to give birth. So before we end the episode here, let's have her scoot her way over to the nest. We'll have her clear out some of the grasses around here too, that way her baby will have plenty of room to play. And then Bandersnatch, you can go back to what you do best. Go ahead and grab every last one of those little fish that you can find. As Illumina finally creeps up from the background. It seems like she's probably going to lead the crabbit right over to the nest too. We'll have her settle down underneath the shade of the tree, and I suppose she can be with her mentor in this important moment. She can provide her with a little bit of support. Baron must just be beside himself right now. Maybe he's tearing away nervously at the grasses. That'll help ensure that the dangers shouldn't be able to spawn quite so close to the nursery too. So the more grass we can clear out, the better. Now, Romeo, you might want to consider getting out of here. If we have you scoot around the berry bush, come on over here behind the cactus, maybe Clyde won't even know that you're the one who took his food. We'll have him use that old beaten pathway to get to the berry bush. In fact, you could probably come on over here and take a quick rest by the nest too. I wonder if that means that this was even where he was born. Maybe Chess was the one who scared him out from hiding all along. Now, Kokola, let's go ahead and try one more time. There you go. Finally, a little Bearyena baby. It's kind of sad though, because I don't think the Bearyena is ever going to get the chance to meet his baby. He only has 4 days remaining, so as she goes off in search of Clyde again, it's very unlikely that these two are going to cross paths in the future, especially if he turns back for home. In fact, I wonder if the Bearyena is going to come on over here to make sure that everything is set and ready for his baby's arrival. I'm sure he'd probably want her to come back and use this old nest that he guarded so well in his lifetime. He knows that this is a very, very safe place to be. But as Cherubbo tumbles back into the grasses, let's go back to Kaya, and let's cross our fingers that Mist is going to be able to keep her baby very, very safe. Oh, a little scorpion baby! A scorpion baby with a digging paw? And does he actually have little pink claws too? Wait a second. Oh my gosh, he does! I guess he must have pink for the horn color, because you can see it on the scorpion tail too. Well, Smoke is looking very, very cute. The scorpion tail has me very intrigued though. I mean, Baron himself only has the medium tail, so I wonder what he's hiding in his inactive traits. Is there anything rarer than the scorpion tail? I know when we were breeding Kaya and Vine before, a lot of you said that that would be a great way for us to breed the scorpion tail into our tribe. But of course, that didn't exactly work in our favor. Romeo ended up inheriting the peacock tail instead. Though I guess if Kaya does have that in her inactive traits too, maybe that's how the scorpion tail survived. And if the scorpion tail is such a prominent feature in his tribe, it makes me wonder if there's any connection to Clyde after all. He was so far away from where we found Baron before that I figured he couldn't possibly be connected. But it makes me wonder, maybe he was some sort of stray castaway or something? Somebody who his tribe lost a long, long time ago, and somebody who wasn't too interested in getting back to his family. But in the next episode, we should see the birth of our next Bearyena baby, and maybe if we're lucky, the sticky tongue too. So for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!